So this stuff comes in two little tubes like so, and you put a nozzle on and it mixes together, and this glues a new panel to your old panel. That's what we've done with this panel. We custom made a panel for down there. We did the same thing. Now we're going to make a custom panel for down here, and we're going to do the same thing again. Now, you can get this stuff, or at least similar products. It comes in one tube. It uses a regular caulking gun. The upside to this, it's generally cheaper, less expensive, but you do have to buy this initially. But the nice thing about this is it gives you more options. So it even gives you 2K seam sealers and whatnot, which is way better, because I don't know about you guys, but I find the seam sealers we're buying in the tube doesn't seem to be as good as it used to be. So if you buy it in a double tube like this with this gun, they seem to harden pretty much like an epoxy. Now there's something that I've only heard one other guy say in his video, and he's right, and he won't even use the mixing tube. Let me show you one of those. There's your mixing tube. If you get up close, you can see there's all those little, let's bring it over to the window. Just a second. There, if you see inside, you see all those little lines. It's like a, there you go. There's like a spiral thing in there with little holes through it. What happens is your two glues come together here, and as they push through, it forces them to mix. Now some guys won't put this tube on. They'll just take the cap off, and they'll basically squirt a bunch out till it looks like two equal parts. They'll take away any excess that isn't two equal parts, and they'll get rid of it. Your other way is to put a bead like this. They say to make the bead about the length from my finger to the end. We went a little fatter, but you get the idea. If you do a 1/4 inch bead, you go the full length of that tube, and that should be enough. Now let me show you why that's important. The two epoxies, whatever the A and B, whatever, they don't quite come out exactly the same. Now, this is a piece of 18 gauge steel. I can't really pick into this. It's hard. All this stuff over here, all these little pieces, look at that, even when it's not prepped, it's very hard to get off. And that's sitting on top of, old, but, gloss paint, car paint. But watch this. All of a sudden, it went from rock hard right here to soft. You see that? And here, oh, it's a gummy mess. And here, look at that. So if you don't get enough of the dark part in with the light part, that's what happens. So you want to make sure you get enough that you're rock hard, and you get the idea. So what we're going to do now, we cut this off the corner of the truck, and you can see why. We're going to flip that upside down. We're going to add about 1 1/4 inch, 1 3/8 all the way around. That'll be our pattern, and we're going to remake that piece 1.5 inches bigger this way, because you want to have a minimum of 1 inch overlap. We're going to glue it to where that's all grinded. And we should be able to get behind it and clamp it, but if you can't clamp it, because there's places where you can't clamp, you see all them little dots? We use steel pop rivets, and as we put the panel on with the glue, we had a couple screws holding it temporarily, and then we started putting rivets in, and we put glue on the rivets, put them in. Once we clamped it tight and we were done, we scraped a bit of the excess and we plugged all the rivet holes. So you can see one there, it's mostly shaved away. We ground them all off, you don't want to leave them. But the rivets aren't holding the panel, so you don't have to worry about over grinding. The glue holds the panel. The rivets were just to clamp it tight so the glue can do what it does. Thanks for watching.